What's this?
August 21st, 1992. Chaos erupts in the mountaintops of Idaho as federal agents surround a Special Forces veteran and his family. Units within the ATF, the U.S. Marshal Special Operations, and the FBI's elite hostage rescue team moved in and
Was Duke in this squadron?
launched a tactical assault, leading to a disastrous 10-day siege that would forever go down in American infamy. And by the time it was all over, blood would be spilled and the truth would be revealed.
Wait, what truth?
On the foothills of Ruby Ridge.
What the f is this music, Gangy? Is this an AMV? What is this? You know, they made this video white as f, like white as f, like white as f. Ruby Ridge. The FBI and ATF.
In 1968, 20-year-old Iowa native Randy Weaver enlists in the United States Army during the height of the Vietnam War, serving as a Special Forces Green Beret out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And by the summer of 1970, Randy returned to his hometown and would meet his future wife, Vicki Jordanson, while they're on leave. The two wed 1 month after Randy was honorably discharged from the United States Army. And after a short stint at university, Randy dropped out of college and started working at a local John Deere factory, earning a fairly large salary at the time. But soon the couple would begin to harbor more fundamentalist beliefs, believing that the end times were becoming imminent. Subsequently, after reading Hal Lindsey's best...
Chat, how do you think we're gonna die? What do you think the end of the world is gonna be, chat? Nukes? Very likely. Drake. Never. Fallout 4? I don't know how Fallout 4, like, ended. I don't know. Don't even spoil that. Natural disaster. What do you think is most likely to happen first? A natural disaster that wipes out the Earth, or nuclear warfare that wipes out the Earth? Interesting.
Selling book, The Late Great Planet Earth, and soon after, Vicki began having visions of her family surviving a post-apocalyptic world.
The prophecies speak of the coming of an antichrist.
And as an economic crisis devastated farmers in the Midwest, the Weavers took this as a sign that the end times were in fact coming. They packed up, purchased a 20-acre property in Boundary County, Idaho, and moved their growing family cross-country, building a cabin in the woods and living off the grid to separate themselves from a corrupt and dangerous world. The couple began to homestead and homeschool their son and 3 daughters. But Vicki's visions from God of a post-apocalyptic world continued. And although the Weavers' religious beliefs broadly fell under the umbrella of Christianity, their specific beliefs were very different, as they followed many practices of Old Covenant laws and referred to God as Yahweh. And it's no...
Oh, Yahweh. Okay, so look, listen. This is probably a very good... This music is killing it for me, bro. Please. Like, Jesus Christ.
Secret that the Weavers were intoxicated by their beliefs and had completely surrendered to them. They stopped paying taxes to a government they despised and devoted their lives to Yahweh and Yahweh only. By 1988, in an effort to gain influence and spread the word of Yahweh, Randy Weaver decided to make a run for sheriff of Boundary County and began
Your comments, what does that
within
mean?
the community to gain votes. The Weavers may or may not have realized at the time they moved to Ruby Ridge that their newfound paradise was located less than 15 miles from an Aryan Nation church, and it wasn't long until the Weavers grew acquainted with its members. Randy Weaver never bought into the message, as he disagreed with the group, even refusing to join. But he did, however, continue to frequent the compound, as its members equally hated the government, were organized doomsday preppers, and potential voters for his run for sheriff. The leader of the compound, Richard Butler, held a gathering every summer where a bunch of racist-ass dipshits hung out. And they...
Pause. I think we need to have a gathering every summer to no, like, fuck the outsider chat. I think there needs to be a time of year where all of YRG gathers and we just plot shit, we just plan shit, have fun together, obviously, but like put our goals on a drawing board and find ways to reach those goals. Okay, not Y orgy. I'm not talking about an orgy. Freak link. I bet your freak ass would like that. I'm talking about like. No, like, we gotta take over the world on some low-key shit. Like, don't let nobody, like, keep this between us and the other YRG members who will probably sleep right now. You could tell them tomorrow. But I'm dead ass. We have to
They all shared one.
I think we should plan like yearly meetings or seasonal meetings together. Now, no freak shit. And no pictures will be taken because y'all are my brothers and sisters. And so, like, none of that needs to be done. We're keeping this shit low key. And once that the stuff is done, it's like it never happened. We don't speak on it to other people. It's just between us. Okay? And eventually we'll rule the world. People will bow to y'all. Okay? We have to organize this. Anybody who speaks about these meetings, these gatherings, you know, I'm not going to say too much. But you will never attend another gathering again. Let me just say.
Immediate goal: to declare war against the United States. Splinter groups would often return home from this event, ever so inspired to act upon this goal, and law enforcement personnel made it a priority to find out who's there, what they're doing, and what they're going to do.
I'm snitching to my mom for real. If you know what's best for you and your mother, just don't show up if that's the case. Just don't show up. At that point, it's your fault. She shouldn't know the intel. It's one of those things like, if I tell you, I'd have to kill you. Hypothetically speaking, right? So if you tell somebody, whatever happens to them is your fault. You're at fault.
Every summer, where a bunch of racist-ass dipshits hung out, and they all shared one immediate goal:
Let's pretend this is us, chat. Pretend this is us.
to declare war against the United States.
Oh, wait, what? Wait, hold on. Wait, word's kind of crazy, gang. Okay. Okay, let's see where he's going with this. Let's see where they're going. Hold on, just wait. Let's hear him out.
Splinter groups would often return home from this event, ever so inspired to act upon this goal, and law enforcement personnel made it a priority to find out who's there, what they're doing, and what they're going to do next. And instead of doing what they should have done, which is going full Inglourious Bastards on the compound, the ATF deployed an informant into the compound.
We shall not have informants. We shall not have OVO type informants in our shit. Look how they doing Drake. You understand me? With informants, thus lies us being destroyed within ourselves. Destruction from within is the worst. You can't defend that. So we must have strict, like, really gotta vet niggas. Every single person. You would have to know certain things to cancel you out as an informant. You understand me? If you're not a familiar face, you're not welcome to hear. Chat. Who in YRG do you think will snitch or be an informant? Dens.
Yo.
Out of everybody in YRG, Damaje, Barnes, Kiera, Jada, Gio, everybody you know in YRG.
Yeah.
If one of them were to snitch on me, like
Damaje. Wait, answer. Go ahead. My fault. I kind of preemptively said something. I don't. Go ahead and say the question again.
Like snitch on me for like doing things, like whether it's illegal or whatever, just snitch on me. Who do you think would snitch on me?
Damaje.
Okay.
Who did you think? Who did you think?
Honestly,
Yeah.
my answer is not Damaje. Surprisingly.
I saw a nigga say Sean. Low key, you might have just cooked. That nigga Sean would do some stupid shit like that unintentionally.
No, Sean would unintentionally sell me out without knowing he's selling me out.
100%.
Let me tell you, Dens. Kiera.
Oh. To rat you out?
Kiera's getting me gone. I ain't gonna lie, Kiera's getting me gone.
You think she has some beef like over the last couple of years? Like she just really doesn't fuck with you, bro?
Yo, Kiera's getting me the fuck up out of here,
Jeez, bro.
You don't agree?
She said I never. See, I don't don't talk to Kiera like that, so I can't really gauge that.
Yeah. Okay.
But I feel like Demaje.
You think Demaje?
I feel like Demaje would get you the fuck up on. If he could get a bag off of it, I feel like he get you up out of there, bruh.
No, here's the thing. I think Kiera would get me the fuck out of here for nothing. Demaje would for a bag. Kiera would do it for nothing. Like with her getting shit. Just her seeing like drama. Hopefully it shows up on the Shade Room so she can like laugh about it and shit.
Oh, okay, no, okay, I can understand that.
You understand that?
I can low-key understand that.
Yes. Okay, I bet. Demaje would do it for money. Kiera would do it for fun.
Informant approached Randy Weaver, telling him that he wants to move to the area permanently, but was struggling financially and looking for income. And by the time the conversation was over, Randy Weaver agreed to saw off some shotguns, and the informant pointed out exactly where to cut the barrels. And just like that, after one conversation with an ATF agent, Randy Weaver committed a federal offense.
Oh shit. Oh, let's go back to really hear that. They sent an informant and look what happened.
On the compound.
The
ATF deployed an informant into the compound. The informant approached Randy Weaver, telling him that he wants to move to the area permanently, but was struggling financially and looking for income. And by the time the conversation was over, Randy Weaver agreed to saw off some shotguns, and the informant pointed out exactly where to cut the barrels. And just like that, after one conversation with an ATF agent, Randy Weaver committed a federal offense.
That's tough. See, y'all can't be stupid, bro. You can't be stupid. Y'all can't sell me out, and I won't sell y'all out, nigga. Watch who y'all talking to. Don't say too much.
By January of 1991, the ATF confronted Randy Weaver, informing him of the crimes he committed, and issued him two options. He could either help them by becoming an informant himself or suffer the consequences in jail, and Randy Weaver refused and put up his property on Ruby Ridge to post bail, and he was issued a court date of February 19th. However, the court date was changed to the following day, and by clerical error, pre-trial staffers sent Randy Weaver a letter incorrectly citing the date as March 20th, and as a result, Randy missed the hearing and a warrant was issued for his arrest. And because the case was federal, the U.S. Marshal Service were directed to serve it. Cooler heads initially prevailed, as U.S. Marshals allowed Randy Weaver the opportunity to show up in court on March 20th, recognizing the mistake. But on March 14th, the U.S. Attorney's Office sought a grand jury indictment for Weaver's failure to appear. And between the ineptitude of the courts and a premature indictment superseding the Marshal's discretion, Randy Weaver believed he had no chance of a fair trial, and he refused to put his fate into the hands of the government. And by March of 1991...
Okay, so chat, we realize I'm about to be cooked. They're trying to lock me up. What do y'all do? You realize the government finna get me the fuck up out of here. What do y'all do? Nothing. What do you mean nothing? Sacrifice Demaje. Start sniping. Go home. Keep on living? I don't know. Well, it was good while it lasted. No, not. See, this is where I find the real niggas. Wartime. Thanks for the stream, Unk. I live in Canada, you're fucked. Trade Demaje for you. They don't want his fat ass. Become Kai Mafia. Wartime. Slain, I fuck with you, gang. Atomic Bomb, I fuck with you. I call Cthulhu for answers. Duke will save y'all. We ride. Updates. I need you to give updates on this shit on Twitter while we riding, bro. We ride at dawn. We blowing shit up. I like that. We serving meats. Unfollowing yo. Okay.
The Weaver family bunkered down and refrained from leaving the property in an effort to avoid Randy's arrest. Days turned to weeks, and weeks turned to months. And as the months had passed, U.S. Marshals grew impatient, as their main objective to grab Randy without incident turned into a political circus. They began to reassess the situation entirely, formulating a threat assessment, classifying Randy Weaver as a dangerous former Special Forces Green Beret turned isolationist, living off the grid with a booby-trapped house and a psychotic wife who claims to have visions from God. The Marshals made the Weavers look more like outcasts than a family. And 17 months later, in September of 1992, the media caught wind of the story of a family of white separatists refusing to be taken alive by authorities in Idaho. And a federal judge ordered authorities to go in and get them. A special operations unit within the U.S. Marshal Service planted surveillance cameras outside the Weaver cabin. The tapes captured the Weaver's activity, and the Marshals became well aware of his wife, children, and friend Kevin Harris, notating that the adults were frequently armed. And on August 21st, two 6-man teams of U.S. Marshals wearing woodland camo BDUs approached the Weaver property when they were spotted by Randy's dog, Stryker. 14-year-old Sam Weaver and Randy's friend Kevin Harris rushed toward the barking dog to investigate, and Stryker was shot and killed. And Sam, believing strangers on his property had just killed his dog, opened fire on the men.
What the fuck?
The marshals fired back tenfold, and over 20 rounds cracked and echoed through the valley. 14-year-old Sam Weaver was killed, as was U.S. Marshal William Deegan. Word reached back to D.C., but there was little mention of the boy. It was related that a federal agent was killed in a shootout with the Weavers, and no further information was released to the public. And because a federal agent lost his life, the FBI took over, and its elite hostage rescue team responded to Ruby Ridge under the impression that they were entering a stale firefight. And by doing so, they adopted heinous rules of engagement to kill any armed adults on site. Don't mind him. And on August, under the impression that they were...
Yo, which one of y'all is this, bro? No, y'all gotta get
By
compy.
doing so, they adopted heinous rules of engagement to kill
This is
any
our
armed
military,
adults
bro.
on site. Don't mind him. And on August 22nd, Randy and Kevin Harris were walking out of the cabin to visit Sam's body one last time. As they stepped out, a shot rang out, and Randy Weaver fell to the him. And on August 22nd, Randy and Kevin Harris were walking out of the cabin to visit Sam's body one last time. As they stepped out, a shot rang out, and Randy Weaver fell to the ground as he was struck in the shoulder by an FBI HRT sniper. As the men ran back into the cabin, Vicky stepped out to see what was going on. And while holding her 10-month-old infant, Vicky was struck in the head by the same FBI sniper.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
And to really understand the totality of the situation, it's important to keep in mind the Weavers didn't even
I ain't gonna lie, phase up, nigga. Yeah, they ain't hit the baby, hit her straight in the head, that tough.
have a phone to speak with negotiators. They had no television to watch the news. They really had no idea who the direct source of violence was. It wasn't until a robot vehicle approached the cabin and announced the presence of law enforcement that they realized there was a presence of law enforcement. The feds slowly moved in and surrounded the cabin, discovering Sam's body for the first time. The report of this finding was quickly picked up by the media, and the narrative began to shift, and the public was outraged over the death of Samuel Weaver. Protesters gathered in mass and demanded to know what was really going on at Ruby Ridge.
Are you proud of yourself? Are you proud of yourself?
Meanwhile, FBI negotiators outside of the cabin barked through a bullhorn, ordering Randy Weaver to surrender. And the teams were so unorganized that negotiators weren't even briefed that Vicky Weaver was killed, and addressed her multiple times through the bullhorn, asking for her compliance, which only infuriated Randy Weaver, who believed the men were actively mocking him. And the 400 federal agents staged outside the perimeter of the cabin dubbed the area Camp Vicky, even hollering that they made blueberry pancakes for her and they'd be waiting outside, as her grieving daughter Sarah Weaver still wept beside her mother. The shit show negotiations would continue until one of Randy Weaver's old Green Beret friends, James Greitz, volunteered to walk into the cabin. Federal agents obliged him, and after Greitz greeted Randy and entered the cabin, he was in disbelief that Vicky was killed by federal agents. He left the cabin and returned with a body bag. Federal agents were stunned, as the majority on the ground had no idea that their own HRT snipers had shot and killed Vicky Weaver. On the 10th day of the standoff, Kevin Harris, Randy Weaver, and his children walked out of the cabin with James Greitz. Both Kevin and Randy surrendered. Randy Weaver was taken into custody and charged with a total of 10 crimes connected to the incidents at Ruby Ridge. And 14 months later, while waiting in a jail cell, his trial began.
I ain't gonna lie though, chat.
On April 14th of 1993, his trial...
If this was us, we'd have to go out with like, you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't surrendering for shit, nigga. Like we need snipers in the trees, we need bouncing betes, we need tactical insertions in case one of y'all get one shot. You spawn right back in the cabin, nigga. Put another one down, run your ass back outside, nigga. You on the front lines, pussy ass nigga. Fuck wrong with them. Y'all seen Dune? Dune 2? You in the ground with it with a little breathing tool. You coming up and fucking niggas up.
All begins in a federal courthouse in Boise, Idaho, and by July 8th, Randy was acquitted by a jury of all charges except the failure to appear, of which he was fined $10,000. Kevin Harris was also acquitted of all charges. And in August of 1995, the U.S. government awarded Randy Weaver $100,000 and $1 million to each of his 3 daughters. And Kevin Harris was awarded $380,000. In 1997, Boundary County indicted the FBI HRT sniper, Special Agent Horiuchi, on 1 count of involuntary manslaughter. But the case was removed to a federal jurisdiction, who dismissed it upon receiving it, and he was never charged. You don't have to agree with the Weavers or their lifestyle to understand that what
$300K for sniping your wife and son.
happened to them was incredibly wrong.
This lady here was my wife of almost 20 years. She was a very intelligent lady. The best mother I knew, the best wife I knew. You don't forget that stuff.
This is tough. Look, bro, your son got sniped. It's crazy. Chat, take down notes. Take down fucking notes, nigga. You understand me?
Said I'm on 3 pills right now, if I'm being honest. Hope my feelings shoot out like a rocket. Niggas thought they had the swag, but I'm really on it. Look at you just window shopping that new bag I bought it.